Hi, I'm Rabbi Marc Kline. This is Monmouth Reformed Temple, and we are at Shabbat Shalom with a heart-healthy dose of Torah. This week we begin the book of Leviticus, and I get really tired of hearing people say, because the Bible said so. It's kind of like that bumper sticker you read that says, God wrote the King James Version of the Bible, don't be confused with that Hebrew or Greek translation. It's like, really, folks? Do you not understand? A translation is somebody's interpretation, and there are a number of English translations. The problem is when you read a translation, you are foreclosed from some of the nuances, some of the gems that you find in the original text. And so in the Hebrew, there are not only no vowels and no sentence structure, which allows it to say lots of things, but it visibly can look different. So this week, the word Vayikra, which is the first word of the book of Leviticus, means "and God called," has a diminished letter. It's an aleph, but it's a very small letter, written smaller than the rest of the letters. And so the rabbis will ask, why is it smaller? But if you go to the book of Chronicles in the first chapter, you see where Adam, the first man's name, the aleph there is enlarged, and it's bigger than the rest of the letters. And so that calls on us to ask the question, why? Well, some people will talk about the ego of Adam, which means it's a bigger letter, and then the diminished or the humility of Moses, which makes it a smaller aleph, which is it's all wonderful. But I think it's far more important to think about it how it responds to us. So when we look at Adam, this is a man, the first man. He's not tainted by knowledge. He's not tainted by ego. He doesn't know ego. He doesn't know anything about self-worth. He exists. And every day, he just celebrates the blessing of being. It's pure joy. It's just pure relationship with God. Meeting God in the garden. Big Aleph. We should ascribe to being that pure human, getting rid of the baggage of our ego and our pursuit of things. And when we get to this week's portion and we see the diminished aleph of Moses, Moses is a leader. Moses is a faith teacher. Moshe Rabbeinu is our teacher. And he doesn't do this because he's building his resume. He's not doing this because he gets an extra paycheck. Faith is because it's important to be. And you don't have to put your faith on headlines. That's why it's a small aleph. Faith is what drives us from the ground up. And so when I think about these letters and their relative sizes, I think about the way in which we approach each other. We should aggrandize the idea that we're all in this together, we're all made out of the very same stuff, and we shouldn't be needing to create trauma or aggrandize our own ego. We should live faithfully to celebrate each other and, of course, the source from which we come. So join us tonight, monmouthreformedtemple.org. Services are at 7 o'clock, and we'd love to have you join us. Shabbat Shalom.